Pull up a chair. Let me tell you a story about the mob's secret hideaway in the Florida Keys. I'm Michael Marinelli. Around here, I'm known as Conchquistador. You know, when most people envision the Florida Keys, they picture Jimmy Buffett fishing, diving, hanging out at sandbars, maybe a frozen margarita. What people don't picture is the mafia, and maybe they should. You know, drive through Isla Mirada these days, you're going to pass Founders Park. You know, they have a beach, boat ramp, there's a swimming pool, they have a spot for outdoor concerts, you know, pretty generic family stuff, wholesome stuff. But for old timers like myself, we remember it as Plantation Yacht Harbour. See that's where the whispers begin. You see, one of the names associated with Plantation Yacht Harbour was Meyer Lansky, the quiet genius who pretty much oversaw much of organized crime in the mid-1900s. I mean, he wasn't the flashy guy, he wasn't the trigger guy, he was the accountant, basically the architect of today's modern mafia. Now, did he use Plantation Key Harbor as some mob headquarters? Well, nobody's ever going to really know that. But for decades, there's been stories by the locals floating around about Meyer Lansky, about Lucky Luciano, you know, wealthy yachts coming into the harbor after sunset, discreet, quiet meetings far from the prying eyes of Miami, Chicago, or New York. And, you know, let me tell you, if you were looking for a discreet location for important people to come in by boat, enjoy the tropics, and then be able to disappear without much ado, I can't think of any place better than the Florida Keys. I mean, shit, no, I mean, where else could you go? Especially in the 40s. You know, it was a pretty phenomenal place. You know, now, whether every story was true about what was going on, you know, that's a whole nother matter entirely. I mean, you know, around here, local lore gets kind of marinated with fishing tales. And every generation has a little seasoning to the story where after a while, it almost sounds as history. You know, so it's kind of hard to discern the lore from the history, but you know, that's how stories start. So, the next time you're driving through Plantation Yacht Harbour, take a look at the marina. Imagine sleek wooden yachts floating into the harbor, well-dressed men stepping onto the dock. No names, no introductions, just quiet conversation and maybe envelopes changing hands. You know, these are key stories, local lore that's been passed down through generations the way that they tell it. Now, if this inspires you to dig a little further, well, that's phenomenal, and that's great. But anyway, that's how the locals tell it.